Welcome to podcast number 7. Today date is 23rd November 2024. I bring you the fascinating case of Asish Pipe Mills versus United India Insurance Company. The judgment is issued by National Consumer Dispute Redressal Commission, New Delhi. This legal battle revolves around alleged factory burglary, disputed insurance claims, and prolonged quest for justice. Join us, we unravel the evidence and dissect the arguments and uncover the key moments that led the dismissal of the appeal. Stay tuned for insightful dive into the consumer dispute and pursuit of the justice. Thank you very much.
All right, so get this. We're going deep on a story, a real legal battle, and it's going to leave you wondering what really happened. Imagine, right? You own a factory full of steel pipes, enough to build, I don't know, just about anything. And one day, poof, gone.
Like, how is that even possible?
35 tons of steel vanished.
Wow.
We're talking about a case from the National Consumer Disputes Redressal Commission. That's in India.
Oh, okay.
We're going through actual court documents to try and unpack this whole thing. Stolen goods, police accusations, a very, very skeptical insurance company.
It sounds a little bit like, that classic struggle. Somebody says something happened, but can they actually back it up with proof?
Exactly.
Yeah.
And that's what makes this case so interesting. So we've got Asish Pipe Mills. They're the company. They own the factory. And they're saying, we were robbed. Burglars totally cleaned us out.
Okay.
Then you have United India Insurance. They're like, wait, hold on a sec. This doesn't add up.
Yeah, because we were talking about, a massive loss here, 35 tons of steel. That's a lot to just disappear.
All right, so picture this. Asish Pipe Mills, they had to shut their factory down, labor issues. But the owner, the Wakar Gol, he's still going there every day, checking on things. Middle of the night, 3 a.m., phone rings. Burglary.
Oh, wow. That late night phone call, nobody wants that.
But, and here's where it gets even crazier, before the insurance company even enters the picture, things go sideways.
Oh, so?
Gol, he calls the police, reports the burglary, and get this, the officer allegedly asks him for a bribe.
Seriously?
Yeah. Gol says no, and guess what? The police then accuse him of making the whole thing up.
Oh, wow.
They even try to press charges, saying he filed a false report.
Man, that just throws a whole other layer of complexity onto this.
I know, it makes you wonder about the investigation.
Yeah, if the first report from the police, if that's potentially messed up because of a bribe attempt, it makes you question everything that comes after.
So Gol fights back, demands a new investigation.
Yeah.
And eventually, a different police station, they confirm, yeah, burglary did happen, but it's not over yet.
No.
This is where the National Consumer Disputes Redressal Commission comes in. Basically, it's a special court, handles consumer complaints in India.
Okay.
This case, it went through a bunch of different courts before landing here. So after all of that, finally the insurance company gets involved. They start asking for a ton of documentation. Years go by, they deny the claim, and boom, Asish Pipe Mills takes them to court.
Oh, wow. And what's the insurance company saying at this point?
They're basically saying, prove it.
Okay.
They argue that the factory wasn't really closed, the guards were missing, and they say the whole burglary was staged.
So they're pointing the finger back at the owner.
Right, and they start highlighting inconsistencies. There's this mysterious Ganga Das who called about the burglary. They're like, who is this guy?
Yeah, that's definitely a red flag.
Then there's the actual watchman, a Nepali citizen, nowhere to be found.
Oh, wow.
And even the state commission, one of the courts involved, they were skeptical. They basically said, how do you move 35 tons of steel in the middle of the night without anyone noticing? That's a lot of metal.
Yeah, it does seem a little far-fetched when you put it like that. It's this case didn't just go straight to the top. It went through layers, right? You've got the insurance company's investigation. You've got the police reports. Then there's that magistrate's order for a whole new investigation. Then the state commission gets their say. All of that before it even reaches the national commission.
Yeah, so we're talking about more than just, did a burglary happen? It's did the factory owner actually prove their case? And did they, follow all the rules of their insurance policy? Which, speaking of, did those court documents mention what kind of insurance policy Asish Pipe Mills even had?
They did, actually. And that's where things get really interesting, because it highlights how important it is to really get those details of your insurance policies. Like, each one's going to have its own terms and conditions. What's covered, for how long, what precautions you got to take. For example, let's say a policy requires security guards 24/7. If they weren't there, boom, no coverage.
Makes sense. You can't just assume, oh, I have insurance, I'm good.
Exactly. Like, think about it. It's like having car insurance, but you drive recklessly and expect them to pay for everything.
So what happened in the end? Did the National Commission side with the factory owner or the insurance company?
Well, they upheld the state commission's decision, so they sided with the insurance company.
Case closed.
In legal terms, yes. But remember all those unanswered questions we talked about? Like, the National Commission, they really focused on the lack of hard evidence and how improbable it was to move that much steel without anyone noticing. But even if we say, okay, maybe the burglary claim was made up, what really happened then? Why all that back and forth with the police?
And who is Gunga Das?
Exactly. Why did he call the owner? And then the watchman, poof, vanished.
So it's like we have the ending, the verdict, but not the whole story.
Right. And that's the thing. These documents, they don't give us all the answers. We have to remember the court. They look at the evidence and they decide based on the law. It doesn't always mean we get the whole truth.
It makes you think, though, about all the other cases out there where the full story might never come out.
Absolutely. It's a good reminder that the legal system, it tries to find justice, but it doesn't always uncover the complete truth. Sometimes it's more about who has the best lawyers, the best evidence, and sometimes, even then, there are still pieces missing.
Yeah, it's wild, right? All these unanswered questions,
Yeah.
they stick with you. And it's not even just about the pipes. It's about, like, missing information, missing people. Makes you wonder.
And this whole deep dive, it really makes you think about how much we depend on evidence, documents, especially for legal stuff. Imagine you're the factory owner. What would you need to convince everyone, the insurance company, the courts, that this was real, a real burglary?
And then how can we protect ourselves?
Yeah.
Our stuff.
Exactly. It's like, think about any contract you sign, insurance, lease for your apartment, even those service agreements.
Right.
It's not just legal mumbo jumbo.
Right.
It matters, impacts your rights,
Like we were saying before about the insurance policy.
Right. Those details can make or break you. Did that factory owner's policy actually say they needed security all the time? What happened if the factory closed down? Those things, they could have changed everything.
It's like read the fine print. Really understand it. You never know.
And thinking about protection, documentation is huge. Imagine the factory owner had kept really good records, like when he went to the factory, or a logbook for the guards.
Right.
Maybe even security cameras. That stuff could have been gold.
So being organized, details, that can really make a difference.
Big time. Whether it's keeping track of, your spending, writing down important conversations, even taking pictures of valuable things.
Proof.
Having a paper trail helps.
So much to think about.
Yeah.
And, like we've been talking about, don't underestimate the legal system.
Right.
Even when you think you're in the right, proving it can be so hard.
It's not just what you know, it's what you can prove. And that brings us back to the big question.
Yeah.
If you were the judge right now, all this information, what would you say? Missing pipes? Believable. Or too many holes in the story?
We want to know what you think. What really happened?
What evidence stood out?
What arguments did you buy?
35 tons of steel. Where did it go?
It's a mystery, right? Maybe we'll never really know. But that's what this is all about.
The deep dive.
Exploring, uncovering, leaving you with more questions than answers. Keep those minds curious, right?
Yeah.
Keep diving deep into the world. Until next time.